A day after the Supreme Court hung the Electoral Commission dirty linen of incompetence for the public glare, the IEBC retreated to a day-long closed-door meeting to absorb the indictment for the bungled presidential election. The Commission agreeing to move the election date by 9 days to the 26th of October.
Resolved that perhaps to be able to meet the standards that have been set out by the Supreme Court in terms of elections management, to move the date of the election by a week. And that's why now we are saying that 26th October should be the new date.
The Commission is saying it has to upgrade its softwares to make the results transmission technology foolproof and to thoroughly train election officials.
It means that we need to do much more than what we did in the last election. And those are the discussions that are going. A bit of modification might be required, but also balancing it with operational preparedness, bring together all the kits from the field, looking at the software, looking at the framework of operation, recruiting staff that are supposed to operate those kits, training them accordingly, and filling in the gaps that were experienced in the last election.
And to enable the Commission move with speed, the Cabinet has approved 10 billion shillings for the Commission to carry out the repeat elections. This figure is, however, short of the amount requested by IEBC by 2 billion shillings.
The government will do everything under the law to facilitate the IEBC to conduct another free, fair, and credible election in accordance with the ruling of the Supreme Court.
The majority Supreme Court judgment indicted the Electoral Commission for systemic failures that bloated the results transmission process. The agency chair was also criticized for failing to fully execute his mandate in verifying results before declaration of the president-elect.
The failure by the first respondent to verify the results in consultation with the second respondent before the latter declared them, therefore, went against the expectations of Article 138(3)(c) of the Constitution, just as the failure to electronically and simultaneously transmit the results from all the polling stations to the National Tallying Center violated the provisions of Section 39(1)(c) of the Elections Act.
It is our finding that the illegalities and irregularities committed by the first respondent were of such a substantial nature that no court properly applying its mind to the evidence under the law as well as the administrative arrangements put in place by IEBC can in good conscience declare that they do not matter and that the will of the people was expressed nonetheless.
A detailed response to the Supreme Court criticism that will also outline how IEBC plans to do things differently in next month's poll is expected to come out of the Commission plenary meeting on Friday. Sam Ogina, Citizen Live at 9.